Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. Baby, I'm hungry, so we gotta hurry up. I got a taste for a little Subway sandwich. I got a taste for a little Subway sandwich, um, a tuna. That's what I got a taste for. A little tuna sandwich. It's gonna be good too. All right, let's hurry up, y'all. Okay, so this is Love and Marriage, Huntsville. Um, the episode starts off where it left off. A conversation that's being had between Kiowa and Kimmy. I said this the last episode. I'm gonna say it again. I still don't really understand why Kimmy has allowed Maurice to pull like a Jedi mind trick on her and have her meet up with Kiowa to go over something that, quite frankly, at this point, it doesn't even matter. The truth of the matter is, Kiowa is going to go to her grave thinking that Kimmy was the side chick. I think Kiowa has decided to just move on and leave it alone. Girl, it is what it is. It is not Kiowa's job to make sure the public doesn't think that Kimmy was a side chick. That's all on Maurice. Quiet as it's kept, Maurice has a platform. We've seen Kiowa on this show how many times? Between 3 and 5, maybe. Maurice has been on this show since season 1, episode 1. He has had plenty of time to make sure that whatever he needed to fix or whatever narrative he needed to change with the public, he had ample amount of time. Kimmy says that she feels as though she had to take a lot of the heat in order to protect Maurice Jr. because Maurice didn't want Monster eventually seeing the show and I guess thinking whatever he was going to think. So Kimmy felt as though everyone was protecting Maurice Jr., but no one took in consideration about her son. Sweet. And this is what Kimmy said. I can't remember her exact wording, but she mentioned Maurice's name 3 times. Maurice wanted it like this. Maurice wanted it like that. Maurice wanted to do it this way. Girl, again, why are you in Kiowa's face? Because your issue is with Maurice. Maurice wanted to do it that way. Maurice wanted to do it, go down that road. Maurice wanted to handle it this way. Why are you in front of my face, Miss Kimmy? That's why when Kiowa said after Kimmy gave her whole speech, Kiowa looked right at Kimmy and said, "Okay." I'm not gonna lie, I did holler. Okay. Because quiet as it's kept, why are you telling me any of this? This sounds like a you and Maurice problem, not a me problem. You did everything. You took the heat because you wanted to please Maurice. You took the heat because Maurice, quiet as his cup, was throwing you under the bus. He didn't care about how this was going to affect Jalen. That is a valid point. Because the truth of the matter is Jalen is a grown man. I'm sure he felt some type of way when he saw people online calling his mama, girl, a side chick. However, Maurice's only concern was his son. Maybe your concern should have been your son. Am I wrong? I be feeling like I be making a lot of sense with the stuff I be saying. I really do. Um, did Kiowa insinuate that Kimmy was a side chick? From what I can remember, I believe she did. I believe she said something. It's been a lot of episodes. Correct me if I'm wrong, But I believe Kaya said something along the lines of like Kimmy being involved with Maurice while she was still married. Listen, can we just call a thing, honey? You know, sometimes we're getting old. You know, I'm not the youngest. Um, and sometimes I get stuff wrong here and there. But one thing I do remember is I think that I was one of the first ones to call this out last season. When Kimmy was getting her hair cut by Maurice in the kitchen, Kimmy said, and y'all know Kimmy is my girl. You know, girl, I don't know, girl. Girl, I feel like the jury that went back out on Kimmy. Because I heard Kimmy was down to the foxhole looking like a plump fool. Girl, you know I don't do foolish. At least not in public, okay? They said Kimmy was down to the foxhole on some my man, my man, my man. I said, oh girl. Anyways, Kimmy made it very clear when she was getting her hair cut that she used to take her son to Maurice to get his hair cut, which was Jalen. And that she was the one who I guess initiated the whole friendship with Maurice. So excuse Kiowa for thinking that you was a side hoe. Because Kimmy said that out of her own mouth. I know I'm not tripping. Because I remember when she said it, I forgot to mention it in my review. And then I came back and I was like, y'all, because I think a lot of people were really caught up in the whole, Kimmy having breast cancer, that I think some stuff was just going over people's head. But I remember her saying it, but I honestly forgot to mention it in my review. And then when I remembered, I was like, ooh, y'all, girl, one thing I forgot to mention, y'all, was that Miss Kimmy said X, Y, and Z. And people were like, girl, she said that. I was like, girl, she said that. Girl, I remember her saying it. She said it. We was probably too busy crying and sniffling and blowing our noses to hear her say it, but she said it. She definitely said it. Now, I don't know the ins and outs of Maurice and Kiowa's relationship, if Kiowa was with Maurice, if they were trying to work things out. But I do know that Kimmy, girl, you were in his DMs. You were taking your son to get his hair cut because you liked what you saw. So let's not act like Kiowa don't have a reason to think that Kimmy was a side hoe. And if you want anybody to clear up any type of misunderstanding, it is not Kiowa's job. Y'all know Kimmy is my girl. But I think Kimmy is dead wrong in this situation. She had a valid point here and there, but it still falls on Maurice. Listen, this is what I'm gonna say. The truth of the matter is, y'all, stop getting involved with people who have not completely ended whatever previous situation they were in. Because if you get involved with someone and the paperwork is not dried, girl, the relationship is not, has not come to an end. It's gonna be 15 different stories floating around. You gonna get mad when people start calling you a side hoe or a side nigga or whatever it is, girl. But the truth of the matter is, girl, you shouldn't have been involved with the person in the first place. Now you walking around here mad because people think you a side hoe. Stormy and Mel. Okay, so this is the thing. I know y'all love Melody. Like I said, girl, I'm gonna be honest. Melody is not as bad as she used to be. I think ever since she broke free of that man, I think that at one point Melody was on some my man, my man, my man too, and she was gonna do whatever to make sure she pleased Martell. Now I think that she's free from Martell. Now so she ain't like no Portia. Y'all know I can't stand her. She ain't like no Michael Darby or Curtis. Y'all know I can't stand them. Okay. But it's no coincidence. It's no coincidence. Okay, that how Nene said is it a coincidence? Girl, that girl Melody done fell out with pretty much every friend she done brought into the show. Can we just call a thing a thing? It ain't everybody else. Okay? Melody has had an issue with every friend she done brought into the show, girl. Y'all swore up and down her and Kiki was friends. I have yet to see her and Kiki shoot a scene this season. Girl, Kiki and Melody have Kiki and Melody shot a scene this season because y'all swore up and down, girl. They was best friends last season. All right, anyways, child. But Melody not wanting to fool with Stormy now, I understand. Now, initially, all I'm gonna say is this, because I know some of y'all gonna get into my comment section telling me what happened in the blogs, what happened on somebody's news report on YouTube. I don't keep up with none of them girls and boys like that outside of the show. So I can't tell you the ins and outs of Stormy and Melody's relationship. All I'm saying is, girl, when it comes to the show, Melody has fallen out with pretty much everybody she's brought into the show. At some point, y'all gonna have to start saying this Melody, okay? However, Melody had a point in this conversation with Stormy when she basically said, "Girl, pretty much your mama is a mess. I've already had to go down this road with somebody else's mama, Wanda and Tisha. And if you don't want me cussing your mama out, the best thing to do is for me to withdraw myself from whatever friendship that we were in the process of having." I understand it. That I understand. Because the truth of the matter is, Stormy, girl, if you see this, your mama is a mess. And your mama got a lot of mouth. And another truth is, nobody, regardless if our mama is right or wrong, gonna let somebody sit there and talk to our mama crazy. And you've already said that Miss Betty came into this situation with her mind already made up about Melody based off what she saw on television. And you also said that Miss Betty, girl, don't like nobody, and you got to prove yourself to Miss Betty. With all that being said, girl, Melody probably think I ain't got to prove a fuck thing to nobody. And if your mama continue to talk to me crazy, I'm gonna let your mama have it. And then then I'm gonna have to turn around and cuss you out, and then we gonna get into a fight because you mad at me because I just cussed your mama out, but your mama was talking to me crazy. Because like the way that Betty was talking to Melody at that tea party, Melody had every right to, girl, cuss her out. But if Melody would have cussed her out, Stormy would have got mad. But the truth of the matter is, Betty need to. This is the thing. Mamas need to start. Y'all be thinking y'all mamas is everybody else's mamas. Y'all be thinking y'all daddies is everybody else's daddy. Girl, at the end of the day, I'm a grown ass man. Your daddy is a grown ass man. Your daddy want to talk to me like some random nigga on the street, so I'm gonna return the favor. Just like Betty and every other mama on TV, whether it's Mama Joyce, whether it's Rashida's mama, whether it's girl, Miss Wanda. If your mama want to talk to me like some random on the street, I'm going to talk to her like she's a random off the street. So I get it. I get it. Melody basically don't want to fool with her because of your mama. Now that's what she's saying now. Now, the reason at first why Melody didn't want to fool with Stormy, I don't remember. I can't remember. I don't recall. But now her reasoning, I feel like it's basically your mama is a mess, and I ain't got time to be going down that road with nobody and their mama no more. Tisha, they meet up at the space where they're gonna have the Black Business Expo. That's what Tisha called it, the Expo. I'm just telling you. I'm just saying it how Tisha said, the Expo. Tisha outfit was cute. You know, one season, Tisha was really dressing for the girl. At once, I forgot what season. I don't know if it was season 4, season 3. Tisha was really dressing. Whoever was dressing Tisha was, girl, setting her up for success. Miss Thing was dressing real cute. This outfit Tisha had on with the little blue jean jacket and the skinny jean and the white heels was cute, cute, cute. And I'm not even a white shoe type of person. I hate white shoes, even though I do own a couple of pair. But I don't too much particularly care for white shoes. But Tisha pulled it off. I was like, oh, Tisha outfit is real cute. They was talking about Tisha ass being big. Now, some of y'all said Tisha had a mommy makeover. I'm not mad at it. I'm going to give Tisha this much. If Tisha did lay on the table and get a little sucky suck and a little plug, honey, girl, money well spent. Because I would have never guessed that Tisha's body was because of a plastic surgeon. Because them thighs match that ass match them thighs, her top part match the bottom part, everything. Girl, talking about height, weight, proportionate, that is Tisha Scott. Tisha is a bad woman. It's only when she opened up her mouth and she says stuff like Espo, I think that girl, the people stop paying her attention. If Tisha wasn't on TV talking about girl the black Espo, and she done said black Espo about 117 times, girl, then girl, people might pay Tisha attention because Tisha physically is one of the baddest women on TV. She really is. Tisha is a pretty woman. She got a nice body and she can dress. Maurice makes a joke about Maurice makes a joke um about Martell looking at Tisha. Um, even Stormy says that she always looking at Tisha ass too. Um, this is what I want. This is what I don't like because as they're meeting at the space where the event is going to be held, they basically have a conversation about Melody not wanting to participate, and Tisha basically lets it be known. I don't think Tisha was messy for it. I think Tisha just put it out there. Girl, pretty much she didn't want to do it because Martell, y'all going through whatever y'all going through with y'all kids. Martell feels as though Melody should put aside whatever feelings she has for him, for the community. Girl, I don't like how nobody in the group has said. I think it would have made the situation a whole lot better if somebody said, well, Martell, I can understand why Melody doesn't want to participate. If somebody was trying to take my children, I wouldn't give a damn about the community either. Sorry. I know that's some shit you probably shouldn't say. And I wouldn't want to be around the person who was trying to take my kids. You still want me to do business with this person? Girl, after we was just in court probably 24 hours earlier, girl, going at each other's necks? Absolutely not, girl. As far as I'm concerned, girl, fuck the community and fuck that nigga. I just want. I just. I'm so confused as to why nobody in the group has said that. Not like fuck the community. I'm just saying if I was a Melody, that's probably why I probably would have said some shit like that. But if they would have said that to me about putting the community for girl, y'all don't know what I'm going through with this nigga. Like I'm tired of them acting like they don't know why Melody don't want to be around Martell. It's like that's the elephant in the room to me, and I'm sick and tired of them just not saying what it is. Y'all know why Melody don't want to be around. And it makes sense why she don't want to be around. Why are y'all acting like that? Girl, let me hear you. Okay. Um but yeah, I'm tired of people trying to act like they don't understand why Melody don't want to be a part of that. Like, I don't want to be around this man. The only reason why I'm around him now is because I ain't got no choice. I gotta come to work. Girl, me being around him when we have these meetings, girl, that's a have to because I just need to be on camera. Outside of that, girl, I don't want to deal with him and I don't have to deal with him. Okay? Um Maurice. Girl, so Maurice has decided to spend time with Monster Maurice Jr. outside of taking him to school and picking him up. I said, come on for spending time with your children outside of traffic. That's what Kimmy said. Kimmy said traffic don't count. Um, Maurice Jr. looks like he's good in basketball. I don't know, but he looks like he know what he's doing. Why you trying to make him get a football scholarship? You need to be trying to see if he can get a basketball scholarship, okay? Um, anyways, Maurice Jr. basically says that he's tired of hearing the same stuff over and over. I get it. I'm going to say this much. Because I was a child, believe it or not. Some of y'all be acting like we wasn't children before. How you can't tell nobody how to girl. But Maurice Jr., this is the thing about kids. We get tired of hearing the same thing over and over and over. But sometimes we don't do what we supposed to do, right? So that's probably why our parents always sound like a broken record. And it's probably because, again, we're not doing what we're supposed to do. But I also feel like with Maurice, the daddy, it's probably a lot. Because Maurice is very much so the lecture type, that I can see how, like, in a normal, well, like a normal parent and a teenager, they may just get tired of hearing your mouth. But with Maurice being your father, it's probably like 10 on top of, like, girl. Maurice did acknowledge that he's probably treating his son like him. I guess making him try to be. This is the thing. I think Maurice, y'all have these images for your kids of, and it's one thing. Of course, we want all of our kids. Well, not me, but you want your kids to grow up to be outstanding and great. But I also feel like sometimes parents do this a lot. They really do just try to recreate a mini me, or they want their kids to be what they didn't have a chance to be, instead of allowing their kids to just be their best self. So Maurice does acknowledge that he's treating him like basically a mini me. Um, he also says that he wants Maurice Jr. to be more open. I guess with what he wants to say, Maurice says that he thinks a lot of stuff, he just doesn't say it. And then Maurice says that teenagers don't speak their mind. Teenage. This is the thing. We're not gonna sit here and act like this ain't true either. The reason why us as children, we didn't speak our mind. It's the reason why Maurice doesn't speak their mind. Because if a child really came and told you how they felt, y'all would probably pop them in their mouth, say they was being disrespectful. So don't act like it's not a reason why children or Maurice Jr. is not being open with his father, or with Maurice. Maurice, if you see this, is because, girl, like a lot of parents, they don't allow that open door policy. Girl, that don't work in a lot, especially with the households. Y'all don't do the whole open door policy. A child really can come to you and tell you how they really, really felt. And like I've said this before, if children were really able to grade you and rate you on your parenting, a lot of y'all motherfuckers will fail. A lot of y'all will have F's. A kid can't really come to you and say, you know what, you actually a horrible ass mama and daddy. If they said that, girl, you would probably slap them in their mouth, bring out some scripture from the Bible, tell them they need to stay in a child's place. They don't know no better, because you feel as though, because you're providing shelter, food, and clothing, that, girl, you deserve an award. Anyways, Courtney and his mama. Can I be honest, y'all? Girl, that conversation with Courtney and his mama was so confusing and all over the goddamn place. Girl, we went from Courtney walking into the house like he was a model. Girl, did y'all see when Courtney kind of looked at the camera? I said, girl, Courtney think he fine. He is handsome. I ain't gonna lie. Courtney probably got the best face on the show. Um, but out of the men. Um, but he walked into the house. Him and his mom was having a conversation. Girl, and then it went from, him not necessarily wanting more kids, to, it felt like he was saying, if I have more kids, then I guess I won't be able to spend as much time with them, because we know that every kid, sometimes, not sometimes, no, I said that the wrong way. Every kid deserves attention. I was about to say sometimes they deserve attention. Every kid deserves attention. And we know the more kids you have, girl, everybody not going to get the same amount of attention, right? So at one point I felt like he was saying that, and then it went from that to, girl, to his mama talking about divorce, and then it went to how she was when she was working. I was like, what is going on? Yeah, I get that it's hard because I had to try to do what I could do to put food on the table. Girl, I don't think that's Courtney and Stormy's situation. I don't think that Courtney and Stormy are having a situation where, girl, it's hard to put food on the table. Girl, from what I can see, all that goddamn land they got, girl, I think food on the table is the last concern, okay? So I don't know. I was just confused. Y'all gonna have to break it down to me. I was confused. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. It was just a conversation. It felt like they had a 3-hour conversation, and The editors broke it down into like a 3-minute conversation, but they misplaced the scenes. It didn't flow at all. And then all of a sudden I looked up, Courtney was crying about his daddy. I said, girl, hold up, hold up, hold up. I said, how do we go from like, I get it. You're talking about your kids not wanting kids, and then the mama started talking about how it was hard and how she had to sometimes choose between medicine and work. And then Courtney started crying about his daddy not being there. I was like, okay, girl. I mean, I just didn't like. I just didn't like the way I didn't like the way they edited the scene. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I didn't. The only thing I will say is that she gave him some good advice as far as listening to your wife. I don't think Courtney. I really don't think Courtney want no more kids. I think we have a situation where now, sometimes these men want to have kids. Like, I just want some kid now, girl. They just want to have a whole bunch of kids just to have kids. I think now we have a situation where like Stormy wants more kids and Courtney is like, no. And I get it. I think what happens sometimes too is you could sit here and say I want 7 kids. But bitch, once you start having them and you get to number 2 and you be like, bitch, these kids wearing me the hell out. Do you really have a grasp on reality? And then things change. So sometimes you can have conversations about how many kids you want. And then when you start to have kids, you start to realize, yeah, this ain't gonna work. Hey, this ain't gonna work because these kids is wearing me out. So yeah, 2, we done. Well, I thought you said you wanted to have 7. Well, I did until I started having them little motherfuckers. Okay. Um. Okay. So the Black Business Expo. It's the day of. Long story short, Stormy. It wasn't. Listen, y'all didn't give them any type of dimensions. I understand. I understood that part. Y'all didn't say, hey. You only got a 15 by 15 to work with. You only got a 20 by 20 space to work with. Girl, all you can really have is one little family reunion style table. You didn't say so. Stormy just brought her stuff. She's taking up one full corner. Marceau comes in giving orders. And then he says that Stormy should pay $100. Tisha was talking sense and basically told Marceau, girl, they both the same niggas. It don't even matter, honey. Tisha told Marceau that no, we didn't mention nothing about no money to nobody. Why would we bring this up now? Like, we know we told them that they will basically be able to have their situation for free. And you know what Maurice said? You know what Marceau said? This is business. See, this is why the girls this is exactly why Kimmy and Melody was on y'all ass, because now it's just business. Now it's you basically trying to put money in your pocket because you've had to come out of your pocket for the Black Business Expo. When I thought the whole idea for the Black Business Expo was to give back to the community. But now you want somebody to pay. That's why I've been saying, Kimmy been saying, Melody been saying it was some bullshit, girl, because, girl, you want everybody to work for free, but the truth of the matter is you ain't working for free. Stormy had every right to feel the way that she felt. I don't give a damn. It's not the $100, it's the principle. How dare you come to me, girl, today and get in my face talking about $100? When if that was the case, you should have mentioned this the other day. Because you'll mess around and find out how I really operate, baby. I'll take all the shit down and go home. If you want to play, we can play. Girl, I ain't gonna lie, girl, I was hollering and laughing, but between the exchange, girl, Marceau and Stormy had me giggling. Girl, when I tell you, Stormy told Marceau he was being low vibrational. Girl, um, Maurice was like, but it's not a big deal. She was like, it's not a big deal. When I tell you, literally, it was like a tennis match. Girl, it was it was a funny exchange. Once you got past the funny, it was just like, girl, this is what it is giving real, like, girl. Like Kimmy said in her confessional, at the end of the day, people are going to want to make money. Now all of a sudden, it's this is business. I think that's been the point. That's the point that a lot of people have been saying for. I ain't gonna say a lot. That's the point that I think Kimmy was trying to make. Melody was making. I think I said it in my reviews that, girl, it sounds all fine and dandy, but at some point, and I think that's where he tried to pull the, because sometimes Marcel thinks that he's talking to Tisha. No tea, no shade. He thinks he's talking to Tisha. He can pull a fast one over everybody because he thinks he's smarter than everybody in the room. Um. Anyways, girl, it don't even matter. It was, Marceau on some real. This is business. It is what it is. That he called Tisha over there. Why are you calling Tisha over there when Tisha already told you that you were wrong? Tisha told you were wrong. So why are you calling Tisha? Why are you calling Tisha, Marcel? Because Tisha told you was wrong before you walked over there. Then she said, girl, if you want to go over there, then go over there. But I'm telling you, like, this is not right. Anyways, now it's business. Girl, it's been about business this whole time. You've been trying to make money. Because the truth of the matter is, like he said, like Tisha said, did chocolate in a bottle pay for, that's their wine or champagne, whatever. Did chocolate in a bottle pay for a corner? And then he was basically like, no, this is business. Now it's business. But that's been the whole that's been the whole that's been the whole thing, right? This is business. And we know y'all hoes trying. Child, I was running my mouth and I accidentally hit the off button. What I was basically saying was, this is business. We've been saying this was business. While yes, you want to give back to the community, the truth of the matter is you also want to make a profit. Stop acting like you just giving out of the kindness of your heart, because that was never it. You wanted to give back to the community, but you also wanted to make sure that you wasn't coming out of pocket either. Anyways, I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.